Where do I begin the lore of my life? I'm just kidding. We're gonna do lots of fun things today. First things first, let's see if this fits me. If I do this, does it look good? Yeah, it looks good and keeps some of the hair out of the face. Look at my kombucha. Anyway, let's do a reading for you from this deck today. It's as big as my face. The best part about this deck is the book. The book is better quality than the cards. The book is so good and glossy, and the book, okay? I am not the kind of person that ever bothers with books in decks, but this book is poetry. It is worth reading even if you're never gonna draw cards, even if you don't care about cards. Get the book. After you remove the book from the box, this is what the box looks like on the inside. And I'm trying to see if this is like a magnet thingy. Oh my god, what the hell? I don't want to wreck it. Yeah, it is. It is a magnet box. You know I love a magnet box. Let's talk about the cards now. So this is what it kind of looks like when you take the cards out. These are the backs. Okay. I don't know how I feel about the backs. They're whatever. You know, they're just whatever. But the artwork in the cards, oh, just look at the artwork. I'm gonna show you this one because it's got boobs on it and don't want to get banned or anything. Oh my god. Oh, so cute, so pretty. Wait, I'm gonna show you the card that is my favorite, which is a really, really hard decision to make given that every card is so majestic. I'm gonna shortlist the cards that I like and then show them to you. Oh my god, they're all so pretty. I don't know how to pick. Okay, I like this one too. Artwork makes me orgasm. Finally, I have sought through them all to show you the ones that I like the most. There are so many that I like. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? First is Kali Ma. So I was so shocked that Kali Ma was in this deck, first of all, because I didn't expect. I thought it'd just be like a feminine whatever deck, but they've got Goddess Kali. That's a big deal for me because, you know, I believe she is just the most fierce and fantastic creations of God. One of the most fierce and fantastic creations of God out there. And I love her. And we totally vibe. And she's great. And I love her. So I was just happy and like pleasantly surprised to see this card in the deck. And it made me feel like it's definitely meant for me, this deck, because it's got Kali Ma in it. Do you know what I mean? Like it was a big, oh my god, I can't believe this. This is great. This is a sign type of thing for me. In terms of artwork, like I've seen better Kali Ma depictions, but I was just happy that it was there, okay? Now, the next one I want to show you is a lotus. I like to believe I'm the lotus flower blooming out of the murky water that is Maya. And I think everyone should see themselves like that, but that's why I love this. And just the artwork is also really beautiful. Also, why am I not even surprised? When I pulled the cards for myself this morning, the lotus actually came. So all the more reason for me to believe that this deck is for me. Now, I'm going to read to you a little bit of what the lotus card in the book. You know, I've said this before in one of my videos. and it is repeated here. A card of new beginnings. Lotus's power blooms best out of the thickest mud. Be in the world, but not of it. That is the invocation of Lotus. Girl, no matter the path, you have the chance to resurrect yourself anew each day. Learn from Lotus, whose petals have a special waxy coating that sheds dirt to protect her pristine nature. The waxy coating of the lotus flower is so much like our soul, because no matter how much dirt we endure in this life form as human beings, in the flesh, in the body, the soul remains intact, it remains pure, it remains unaffected by the dirt or the mire or whatever you want to call it. Okay, next card that I like. I also got this card in my pull this morning, which made me love it, and it's called Desert Solitude. And it came in the present, and anyone who knows me knows I'm a very solitary being. I struggle with it too sometimes. So when I read what this card had to say in the book, it was like God spoke to me through it, and it just instantly became my favorite in the deck. I'm going to read you a little bit of what I read this morning when I pulled this card. Desert is the herald of spiritual renewal. What appears at first glance to be a barren, isolated landscape is in reality an otherworldly oasis that slowly reveals its splendor in the refuge of solitude. I mean, what? This is what I mean. This book is just poems. It's poems. It's a poetry book. I'm so happy I got this deck. Desert beckons you out of the well-worn comforts of materialism and distraction. When I'm reading these lines, I'm reminded of that time when I was standing on a sand dune during my trip to Dubai this year, around my birthday. And this is exactly what I was feeling. I obviously didn't have the words for it, but I was like, why is this emptiness so beautiful and alluring? And why is it making me want to connect to my soul more? Like the quiet and vastness and nothingness of the desert was a lot like the soul in me. Empty, nothing, vast, yet eternal. Do not know where that came from, but anyway, probably was my soul talking. We will continue. Where was I? Stripped bare, you enter a space of emptiness, stillness, and purity in which you cannot hide. If this prospect strikes terror at your core, trust that solitude transcends loneliness to reveal a precious gift. Do not fear being alone. Only when you learn to accept desert can you access a profound relationship with yourself and the world. Let her immaculate silence nourish you. Tune your heart to the eternal and discern what is truly important in your life. So this was the line which made me feel like this card came from God to me, because it said, tune your heart to the eternal and discern what is truly important in your life. Like I was being asked to tune to my maker, tune to me and my soul, and find out why I was really here. Woven throughout history and myth are stories of prophets and visionaries who retreat to the desert seeking revelation. Sufi mystics Rabia and Rumi, and artists Georgia Kefe, I'm probably butchering that, I'm sorry. In the vast emptiness, they overcame fear, grief, attachment, loneliness, and doubt, demons that stand in the way of spiritual transcendence. Oh my God. First of all, the fact that Rumi got mentioned, the fact that Sufi mystics got mentioned. Anyone who knows me knows I am obsessed with Sufism. So when I read these lines, I was just like brimming with tears, you know? I was like, this is for me, definitely. This is for me. And the fact that it says that, Sufis like Rumi, they overcame fear, grief, attachment, loneliness, and doubt through the desert. Makes so much sense to me, because when you're in the desert, you're in the middle of nothing. And that reminds you of your own nothingness. And what I mean by that is, when you're in the desert, you realize materialism for what it is. You start to relate to the expansion of the sand across the land. And you begin to notice that you are like the grains of that sand you're on, And that very soon you're going to be literally in it, dead. And nothing you own, no earrings, no rings, no clothes, no shoes, no cars, no mansions, will be there with you in your grave. So maybe it's important to focus on your soul, that vast nothingness that is everything. Anyway, continuing. Desert invites you to follow their footsteps, meaning Rumis and stuff, into the subtly fertile void. When you try to avoid shadow aspects of yourself, they haunt you. Whatever you resist persists. But in this spaciousness of the desert, you finally sit together, suspended in time, and get to know the story you share. Tears, panic, and rage arise, but when met with compassion and relaxed presence, they can dissolve into joy, tranquility, and profound love. Desert teaches that wounds and sorrows are the gateway to liberation. What hurts you can also bless you. Anyway, next card that I liked was this one. Whale Memory. Look how beautiful. I haven't read what the book says about it yet, but soon. Then guess what? Another surprise. We got Lakshmi Ma in the deck. Bro, look at her sitting on a lotus and everything. I was like, maybe I'll forever forget about tarot and just be doing this deck. Just be doing oracle readings from this deck from now on. And then I like this one because it's called Swan, and I love swans. I think I'm like a hybrid between a dragonfly and a swan. So yeah, I like this card. And I love this card. And it says love, intimacy. Oh, lover. Sorry, it says lover, intimacy. Okay, another reason why I think this deck is for me is because I recently actually ordered the original painting. I mean, obviously not the original painting, but I ordered it from Temu. I'm not proud, but it was a copy. I'll show you. I ordered it for my house because I love this painting, by the way. I know this one has the face of the man hidden, but for me personally, this painting is a depiction of real love, in my opinion. And the fact that the author has chosen it to depict the same is just, I'm just mind blown. I feel like these past couple of months, everything that I've been doing is kind of like leading up to this deck. Okay? Then we've got Ocean Source. Again, I haven't read what this card says, but I love the artwork. Anywho, now that I'm done reading the book and showing you my favorite card, let's draw one card for you. Alright, so I'm gonna shuffle, and as I shuffle, take a minute to take some deep breaths and just tune in. Alright, this is the one. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Kuan Yin, compassion. Clearly a goddess. I have not worked with this goddess before, so let's read what this is about. Kuan. First of all, let's acknowledge that that's a very beautiful name for a goddess. Every time I hear a beautiful name, I'm like, I'm gonna name my daughter this, I'm gonna name my daughter that. And God even knows if I'll ever have a daughter, but she already has like 10 names, if not more. My future husband and I were gonna really be fighting over who gets to name her, and I'm gonna win because I already have 10 names. Anyway, I digress. Kuan Yin is on page 171 of the book. I like the page number 171. Any of you that are into numerology, this might be of significance to you. 171. There it is. So the pretty thing about this book, which I forgot to mention earlier, is like everything starts with a little quote and then it gets into the details. So I'm going to read the quote, okay? Having compassion starts and ends with having compassion for all those unwanted parts of ourselves, all those imperfections that we don't even want to look at. Pema Chodron. Hopefully I said that name right. Beautiful. Let's go on. When Kuan Yin, the Chinese goddess of mercy, appears, it's time to soften your heart. Known as she who hears the cries of the world, Kuan Yin comes to you with a simple message of loving others as yourself. Legend has it that she transformed into a goddess when she extended compassion toward her father who had tried to have her killed. That's next level. Kuan Yin harbored no resentment, and later when her father fell ill, she saved his life with her own flesh. Wow. Thankfully, Kuan Yin doesn't ask you to be so extreme. Thank God. But this 1,000-armed goddess, ever ready to offer mercy, does prod you to temper your reactions with love and seek to relieve suffering through even small acts of great compassion. In Hebrew, the word for compassion, rachamim, is the plural of the word for womb. Just as the womb holds life in love, nurturance, and respect, so too does the divine feminine gift of compassion hold those in need, offering sympathy and elevation to your pain. Who knows what forces are at work inside another? Anyone you meet, whether family, friend, or foe, may be undergoing a great battle within. They all deserve to be held in kindness. But if loving kindness is not what comes, can you give due regard to what is arising? Avoid punishing yourself for being human. Guilt takes you out of the present and hampers the expansion of your heart. Kuan Yin teaches that loving and accepting yourself lie at the center of extending compassion towards others. As you enlarge the radius of your compassion, you may experience empathy fatigue. Transform feeling the suffering of the world into a renewable generosity of spirit by doing something each day for someone else. Kuan Yin reminds you that you have many arms and many ways to lend a hand. When you listen with your heart, you too will hear the cries of the world and know how to answer. Beautiful. I feel like this message is clearly for someone very specific who might watch this video someday or maybe immediately after I post, I don't know, but if you're going through compassion fatigue, this is definitely for you. If you're having trouble understanding why people do what they do and your own family members have hurt you, this is for you. People who are going through issues with their fathers, this is definitely for you. Please be compassionate towards yourself too. And if you can't be compassionate towards others just yet, that's okay. Take time. Let's do things step by step. Everyone's on their own spiritual journey. Like, no one's 100% saint-like. Not everyone has to be Kuan Yin tomorrow, but I guess we can try. And maybe the best place to try is with ourselves first. So yeah, I hope this message resonated with you, and I hope you liked this reading. I'm obsessed with this deck, so I'll definitely be doing more readings for you soon. If you like this video, then like the video. If you would like to interact with me and others who've watched this video, comment. If you think someone would benefit from this, share. And if you're watching this on YouTube, subscribe to my channel so you can keep in touch with more of my uploads. I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye.